Hey everyone, it's Brett Fisher with Fisher Search Group. We're medical device sales recruiters, and welcome back to the Fisher Search Group interview prep series. This is video number 4, and it is part 3 in our interview prep when we are coaching candidates to go on interviews. So number 1, even before you started going in your preparation, you did interview mindset. So it's getting mentally ready to go out on these interviews. Number 2, we talked about the technology, getting ready, and building rapport. And then in video number 3, we talked about your opening and finishing your opening with the main motivation for making a change. Now we're going to get into the core of any interview, and that's the open-ended behavioral-based questions. If your first interview is a quick 30-minute interview, you may only have time for maybe one of these, if that. The first interview may be more conversational, maybe a culture fit check type of interview. But if it's longer, it's just 45 minutes, 60 minutes, you may have time to go through maybe 3 or 4 of these open-ended behavioral-based questions. And just so you know, these questions are really an opportunity for the interviewer to unpack how you work, how you do things, what you've done to add value to your current or previous company. So here's an example question. Hey, so-and-so, tell me about a time when you had to flip an account from your low-cost competitor to your higher-priced product. It's a very typical question. And this is an opportunity for you to talk about an accomplishment where you did flip an account from your low-cost competitor to your higher-priced product. 3 things: situation, action, result. And you'll be telling a story, and every story has a beginning, middle, and an end. So I pair those 3 things up. I'm sure you've heard of the STAR method. That includes an extra step. I take the T out just to keep things simple. Of course, you can throw that in if you want. But for most people, just going from beginning, middle, end, or situation, action, result is an easy framework. So the situation is going to be hospital so-and-so, doctor so-and-so. The end is going to be we were able to flip the account from our low-cost competitor to our higher-priced product, and we were able to add an additional $50,000 in incremental revenue per month. So that sounds great. But the middle part of the story, the action part, is what I want you to spend 80% of your time going through. And you're really going to be unpacking what actually happened in that particular example. So you set it up, doctor so-and-so, account so-and-so, hospital so-and-so. Maybe you showed up at 5 in the morning 3 times a week for 7 weeks straight, and you outworked your competition. You got to know all the gatekeepers. You got to really observe what was going on. You got to make recommendations. You got to show up with some detailed case studies or information that would help support paying more for your product. But whatever it was you want to detail, and keep in mind, the answer should be about 4 or 5 minutes. So you don't want to take too much time. So you also need to make sure that you are concise, just like I'm trying to be in this video, to get your point across. So 80% of the answer will be the middle part of the story, and it should follow a very logical linear path to get you to that result. And the thing that the feedback you're looking for, from the hiring manager is that nod. If it's a video call, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, I love that. Great. Here's the next question. That's what you're looking for. If for whatever reason you jump to the end because the end sounds good and you skip over the middle, you're giving up a really important part of the interview where you can detail how you got that accomplishment and showcase your value add. That part that you detailed, those are your strengths in action, also known as your transferable skills, which you can take from job to job. All right, real quick, answering the behavioral-based question, you're going to be using the situation, action, result framework, and telling stories from the beginning, middle, and an end. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now go kill it out there.